Good afternoon, everyone. This is Darlene with Generations Health. Thank you so much for joining us today. You are in for a treat today as we're going to be going over marketing a live virtual CE program with Jennifer FitzPatrick. There's just a couple things that I'd like to go over before we get started. The first is everyone is going to be muted. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to utilize the chat feature. If you are new to Zoom, if you scroll across the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a little bubble that says chat. If you click on that, that was going to launch the chat feature. When you utilize that, it's just going to come to Jennifer, Andrea, and myself. So no one else will be able to see your questions or your comments, but we will be able to respond to them. Again, if at any point you have any questions, please feel free to utilize that chat feature. All right, I'd like us to dive right in. So do you want new ideas on how to build your referral source relationships? Do you want to host a successful CE event that referral sources will love but will require a lot less work from you? If you answered yes to either of these questions, this session was created for you. Our presenter is the author of Cruising Through Caregiving, Reducing the Stress of Caring for Your Loved One, and a longtime gerontology instructor at Johns Hopkins University. A popular media expert, she has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Fast Company, Forbes, the Huffington Post, and the Washington Post. When she's not speaking and writing about healthcare and senior living, she can be found watching bad Lifetime movies. Please join me in welcoming from Kent Island, Maryland, Jennifer FitzPatrick.
Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to talk to you all about how to market a live virtual CE program, which is another tool you have in your arsenal to market your organization. So let's jump right in. So let's talk about it. If you're not familiar, what is a live virtual CE marketing program? So it is a live continuing ed program that goes out to all your professional referral sources that you want to invite, and it's sponsored by your organization. So this program today is being held on Zoom and recorded on Zoom, and it's the same idea. It's the same idea that, oh, I'm getting a message that I can't be heard. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the live virtual CE marketing program is really very, very, very similar to having an in-person program at your building or at a hotel or at a restaurant, but you really don't have to do all the logistics. You only have to do the marketing. So it's live, you pick the time, you pick the day, just like you would if the speaker like myself or one of the Generations team came to your building or your community. You pick the speaker, you pick the topic, you pick the day, it's live. It's just that you don't have to worry about any of the logistics like hosting it. It all takes place on an online platform, which is Zoom. So just like having a CE program at your community or at a hotel, at a restaurant, at a banquet hall, it still gives you at least 4 to 8 contacts with every referral source. Just like the same way that you market your in-person CE programs that you're having for professionals, you are going to market it exactly the same way. The only difference is you don't have to worry about the logistical hassles of keeping your building clean, having refreshments, all that. So I want you to remember that it's almost exactly the same marketing benefits as having an in-person live continuing ed program. One of the benefits is that your professional referral sources literally can access the CE event from anywhere. So whether they're in a hospital, whether they're a care manager or a psychotherapist, they're in their office that day, maybe they're at home that day, maybe it's a vacation day and they're on the beach that day. As long as they have either a computer or a cell phone or a tablet, they can join. So they can literally join from anywhere. They can do it at work, at home, they can do it from a beach, they can do it from a hammock in their backyard. As long as they have an internet connection with a laptop and a laptop, a phone, or a tablet. You can have it anywhere. And yes, I'm getting messages that you wish that you were on that beach. I do too. I'm not on a beach myself. I wish I were. But really, anywhere that the person is, and this kind of works out terrific because, as you know, you can market this in several different geographic locations for the same day. So the benefits to you when you're hosting is that you have the same opportunities at a CE event as long as you're not offering nursing credits. You have the same opportunity to share information about your organization, to do a Q&A. So you get that opportunity in the intro. You get that opportunity at the break. When we do a 3-hour, we do a break in the middle of 10 to 15 minutes. And you also have that opportunity at the closing. So they keep hearing your organization's name on the slides. They keep seeing your organization's logo. If you want to run a video, you can do that too. Pictures, anything that you want us to put on the slides for your opportunities to share about your organization, we can do that. And again, you've got at least 3 opportunities, unless you are offering nursing credits. So most people who are doing this, you don't want to offer nursing. You want to offer social work, case management, nursing home administrator, certified dementia practitioner, certified financial professional, physical therapy. I mean, the list goes on, but if you want to market your organization, you just can't offer nursing credits. So I want to throw out a little question, and I want to ask everybody to write it on the chat section. I want to ask you, when somebody is marketing their virtual CE senior living event for their organization, what is the top mistake? Now, all 4 of these are mistakes. A, viewing the event as a one-day project. B, choosing the wrong time of day for the event. C, not inviting the right people. D, not giving yourself enough time to publicize. These are all mistakes, but there's one that's the biggest one. I'm going to see what people are writing in. So my opinion is, I haven't seen the right answer yet. And when I get the right answer and again, this is my perspective, my opinion, I haven't seen the right answer yet, I'm going to send a prize to whoever. Oh, Andrea, you get the prize. Yes. So A, in my opinion, viewing the event as a one-day project is what I think is a common mistake in the event planning. And here's why. So all of these are definitely mistakes. You want to give yourself plenty of time to publicize. You want to invite the right people. So if you're offering social work, Betsy, you said it too. Very good. Rebecca said it too. Amy said it too. Very good. So viewing it as a one-day project, in my opinion, in my experience, that's the biggest mistake, because you want to look at this as a project for many touches before the event, after the event, and during the event with each referral source. So not giving yourself enough time to publicize is a problem. I don't think it's the worst problem. Not inviting the right people. Certainly if you're offering CE credits, you want to invite the people who you're providing CEs to. If it's physical therapists, you want to invite the physical therapists that can refer to you. If it's social work, case managers, you want to invite those that can refer to you. Not choosing the right time of day for the event, that's definitely a mistake also. But in my humble opinion, I believe looking at the event as a one-day project. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I have certainly done virtual CE events and also in-person CE events where people just look at, okay, we're having the CE event. They send out one e-blast or maybe post one time on social media, and they're like, okay, we're having the event. We have, 20 people registered or 50 people registered. To me, that's not maximizing all the marketing opportunities. So while all of these are mistakes, I definitely believe that viewing the event as a one-day project is the biggest one, because the goal here is for you to get as many touches as humanly possible with all of your important referral sources. So how do we go about doing that? So here, before we get into how do you do it, I want to remind you, when you do a virtual CE event, these are the things you do not have to do. This is how, so I said earlier, everything is So much similar to when you have an in-person CE event. But here's what you don't have to do. These are the things, since you don't have to worry about these things, you have more time for the things that you do have to do that I'm going to get into in a minute. You do not have to handle RSVPs. Generations does all the RSVPs. They register on our website. You do not need to plan meeting space. So if you're having it in your community and you have limited space and you want to have 50 people, you can only hold 35, and you want to have 100, you can only hold 50. You don't have to worry about that because you can have 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. Really just depends on what you want, but you don't have to worry about logistical space. You don't have to worry about chairs. Are the chairs comfortable? Do you want to have round tables so people can take notes? You do not have to think about that. You do not have to worry about parking. I know so many organizations struggle with good parking, and they're hiring valets and they're working with buildings next door to them to deal with parking. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to deal with refreshments. Does your organization's dining services or chef have time and energy to get refreshments? Or do you have to do catering? You do not have to think about that. You don't have to worry about if someone's going to complain that you only have sweet and low and you don't have equal. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to stress out about the weather. So I think all of you who have had CE events, I always joke with my customers a lot, and I say, I swear there's like this very small window of when an event is going to get a great turnout. Even if it's maxed out, you got 100 people or, you got a ton of people RSVP'd, yes. No shows happen when it rains, when it snows, when it's icy, when it's windy. No shows happen, sadly, when the weather is too nice. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day. Do I really want to sit inside and take a CE class? I feel like there's a window between 40 and 65 degrees when it's a little overcast, not too sunny. That's when you get the best a number of people coming. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. But you don't have to worry about that because really, if someone wants to sit out on their deck, on their computer or their tablet or their smartphone, wherever they are, as long as they have internet access, they can join the webinar. You don't have to worry about, should we schedule a snow date or a hurricane date? You don't have to worry about keeping your bathrooms clean. You don't have to worry about making sure that your building is clean. So not that I'm sure your building would always be clean, but that somebody didn't drop a small piece of trash or, you don't have to worry about those logistical areas. So since you don't have to think about any of this, here's what you want to spend your time on: getting at least 4 to 8 contacts with every referral source. 4 to 8 contacts. So this is a timeline that I think really works well for the online CE event. So 10 to 16 weeks out, you want to pick out, who do you want? Who are we going to target? What kind of CEs do we want to offer? And if you can, when you have one of these events, maybe do a survey monkey, a free survey monkey. Ask your referral sources, what kind of topic? Maybe give them a selection of 3 topics. Maybe say, oh, what time of day works well? Is a morning good for you? Is an evening good for you? Is afternoon, lunchtime good? Maybe even give them a couple date options. Maybe you've held a few dates with us and you want to see what would work best for everybody. So that's just one idea. Now, you don't have to do this, but this is just something to think about in the future when you're doing some of these, because it builds momentum. Send it to your best referral sources. And if they weigh in ahead of time, they are invested. They want to be part of your event because, oh, I voted on that topic. You could even do your Survey Monkey on social media. You could send it out on your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page. Hey, everybody, we want to hear, what are you interested in having as a virtual CE? Or is this as appealing, more appealing, less appealing than doing an in-person event? Again, if anyone has comments, questions at all, feel free to write in on the chat section. We are going to keep everybody muted just to eliminate background noise. About 8 to 10 weeks ahead of time, do a little save the date. Just send out, once you picked your date, your topic, just do a little save the date, maybe an e-blast, do a couple posts on social media. Just, hey, everybody, just want to let everybody know. Maybe even tag organizations, individuals that you think might be interested, groups that might be interested, but do maybe not, you don't have to do anything big. Just do, hey, this is our topic, this is our date, hope you can make it, more information coming. create your invitations. And I think you should be creating them at least 8 to 10 weeks out. So I recommend utilizing a photo in the bio of the person that is going to be the presenter. And here's why. We want them to know a little bit about why do I care what this person has to say about the topic. Of course, you want to have all the CE information. All the information that you need can be found through Generations. So Artis Senior Living was kind enough to share a wonderful sample. This is beautiful, perfect, been vetted by our CE Compliance Director, Stephanie Goldstein. It has their wonderful logo. It has how to get on, how to log in. It also creates a sense of urgency. Register now, but remember, only the first 100 participants to log in will be able to participate. So for this program, Artis decided that they are just simply going to limit it to 100, which is completely fine. And the thing about that is that it creates a sense of urgency that if you're the 101st person to log on, you will not get on. And I think that this is really, really important. Now, certainly, it looks like we have a comment or a question. Okay, great. So, but it's not for me. So anyway, but it creates a sense of urgency, and it really lets people know you got to get on early, and it really does work to build that sense of urgency if you're going to limit it to a certain number. So great sample here. About 6 to 8 weeks out, at least 6 to 8 weeks out. If you have more time, great. But do advertisements with your invite. If you have newsletters you can submit it to, maybe there's groups that you have in your, or hospitals or groups that you interact with, that you could ask them to put it in their newsletter or their virtual newsletter, their in-person newsletter. Generations will put it in their eBlast newsletter and on their website, put it on your own website, put it on your social media once you have that invitation created. 6 to 8 weeks out, you want to do a snail mail invite. Now, I still have to convince a lot of organizations that snail mail still works. There's a lot of people still that they get so much email and they see so much on social media that when they get something in the mail, they pay attention to it. And if you have a personal relationship with the referral source, maybe put a little sticky on it and say, hey, I really hope that you can come. This is something new that we're doing. We think it will be great. I think you'll really enjoy it. And you can get your CEs. Do your eBlast campaign. Okay, so you want to make sure you have some kind of setup for an eBlast campaign. Post on your website, post on social media, drop off hard copies of invites to referral sources. Now, what does this remind you of? Hopefully, this reminds you of everything you're doing for your in-person CE events. You're just going to do this. Just because it's a virtual event doesn't mean all your marketing is going to be virtual. You still want to drop off hard copies for outreach. You still want to mail through snail mail. Be persistent. Keep posting. Keep posting. I think sometimes people think, oh, I've put it on our Facebook page once or twice, or our Instagram once or twice, or LinkedIn. Remember that there's so much noise on social media. Keep doing it. Be persistent. Choose a representative. Who from your organization is going to be the person that will have those moments in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the event where you can showcase your organization, your service. Who's going to do it? How are they going to do it? Are you going to show a video? Are you going to submit pictures? Are you going to tell a story about your organization? You might even, especially at the end, you even might want to talk about other upcoming events, maybe live events that you're happening. You can submit all that to us and we can put that up on a slide, even though somebody might verbally talk about it, your representative that you choose. And when corporations do this, usually it's a corporate representative that comes on, but it also could be anybody from the organization that feels comfortable talking. Also, I know we're not doing this today, but also sharing their camera. When we have the representative, we want them to share their camera so we can see that there's a live human being. When I do the virtual CE events, I show my camera for at least part of the event. We also want the representative from the sponsoring organization to do the same, to show there's a real person. People forget. I know that you know this. You forget events you're invited to unless it's for some reason a super high priority. Keep going. I'm going to tell you something. I got to get CEs myself. I have had on my desk a flyer for a CE that is online on Monday for a private company. It's a 6-hour event. And I'm just deciding today that I'm going to do it. I got no e-blast from this organization. This is a paid opportunity, by the way. Like, they could be getting my money. It's not even a freebie. Nobody has sent me emails. Nobody's been sending me the flyer again. I haven't seen it on their social media posts. I actually am going to register for it, but I think about all the people that didn't save that first mailer that are not going to register for it. And by the way, this CE that I'm going to take on Monday is $200. So I feel like that organization is really missing out. Now, if you have a freebie, which you're going to market your event as a free program for your referral sources, they definitely need to be reminded. People have so much going on. 2 to 4 weeks out, keep marketing. Stop by again, call. When you pick up the phone, it's jarring to people these days. When people get something via US mail, they can't believe it because everything is done electronically. The electronic marketing is critical, it's important, but do the other parts also. Comments and questions are welcome. 2 to 3 weeks out, the person who's going to represent your organization along with the team of the sponsoring organization, you want to pick a lead magnet. So just throwing it out there, because this is a Generations webinar, you might pick Cruising Through Caregiving. Everybody that signs up for our e-blast list or sends us an email or, goes to our website afterward and, fills out a survey or something, they get a free copy of Cruising Through Caregiving. Of course, it doesn't have to be that. It could be a bottle of wine. It could, you stop by one of our local communities, we give you a bottle of wine and a tour. You stop by one of our local communities and you come by and you get a chance to win an iPad. If you drop off your name, within the next 30 days, you take a tour after this. We see webinar codes that Generations sells. Come by, take a tour, you get a CE webinar code and maybe a gift card for a free coffee at Starbucks or something. It could be anything you want. You can be creative, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same exact thing at every location, but make some kind of enticing free gift. So you say, hey, everybody, here's the email address. Just email us or stop by your local community. Here's the list, especially if you're doing it in multiple geographic areas. But you decide, you have complete power over what your lead magnet is going to be. It can be anything, but you want that so you have, again, more contact with the referral source after this event. 1 week ahead of time, be persistent, keep marketing, keep using all of the previously mentioned strategies. I know that you feel like a pain in the neck, but to get through the noise, you got to keep marketing, keep sending, unless somebody is RSVP'd already. Which brings me to Generations will provide a list of who is RSVP'd once a week. Your corporate office or somebody at your organization will tell us, we want it once a week, we want it every other week, we want it once a month. A lot of organizations like to get the list weekly. And all of you can reach out and email or call, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you registered for our CE webinar. Is there anybody else that you think might be interested? You want to help us spread the word. So glad you're coming. If you make that contact with them, you call them, you text them, you phone them, they feel more invested. Oh, I don't want to let that person down. They called me. Said they were really excited. I'm going to really make an effort to come. It's a small thing that you can do to reduce the fact that they might say, I'm going to go to a meeting that day. I'm going to take that day off. Oh, it's a nice day today. I'm not going to do anything at all. I'm going to, go to the beach. I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to take a day off. But remind them, hey, and remind them, you got to get online early. Hey, that's not a joke on our flyer. They really do. Once we hit 100 people, that's it. We don't have room for anybody else. So try to stay, if you're able to be on the event, please listen to what your referral sources are talking about. So depending on what topic your organization selects, these are very interactive. We run polls, we run questionnaires, we let people write in the chat section, comments and questions. See what just like you would at a live in-person CE program, listen to what your referral sources are talking about. Hey, this is a problem we have with our patients, our clients, or their family members. Maybe there's something that you all offer at your organization that is a solution. So the next time you talk to them or follow up, oh, hey, I was listening to all the problems you guys have with discharges. Here's how we can be of service to you if you ever have an appropriate client or patient. If you're unable to be on the live program, no problem. But if your company opted for the recorded version of the event, you can listen to it later. So, but you will hear and see when people write in the chat section what their questions are, what their comments are, what the issues are that they face in their clinical practice or in their businesses. And then 1 to 2 weeks after, follow up with your lead magnet gift. And for those who signed up, if they haven't come to claim it or to stop by your building or call you or email you, whatever way that you asked for them to grab their gift, follow up with them. Hey, just wanted to check in. You still coming? We still have that CE webinar code for you. We still have that bottle of wine for you. We're still running that raffle where you could win the gift card. Whatever that lead magnet is, follow up if you haven't heard from the person. To go above and beyond, I say like month after the event, hopefully you've got other events you can invite them to, and that's a nice follow-up, but send maybe a thank you note via snail mail. I know that a lot of people just don't think about it anymore. It can be 3 sentences, throw your business card into it, and just say, thanks for coming. If you have any additional feedback, let us know. Let us know if that worked for you. You know, maybe can you be part of our planning committee for next time, weighing in on what topics you liked. But these are all the reasons. These are another good reason to follow up, send a note. People are just startled when they get something in the mail that's not an invoice or a bill. So this is just another. Between all of this, you will get at least 4 to 8 contacts with every single individual. Last tips, we are here to help you. So Stephanie Goldstein is our Director of Continuing Ed Compliance. Courtney Howell is our Director of Customer Experience. They can help you with ideas on how to get more people engaged. If you want us at any point, if the event is not just private, you can certainly ask us to do e-blast. We can put it on our website. We can do social media posts. But of course, if you all just want to do the marketing yourself, that's completely fine as well. But included in the price of engaging us for a CE webinar, we provide all of that completely as part of the package. So that's it. Questions, comments, for those of you who are joining us live, feel free to jump in on the chat section and let us know any of your comments or questions. I know a lot of people, you're new to doing a virtual CE event, so just let us know if there's any questions at all. We're going to leave that chat section open. Feel free to write in if you have any comments, any questions. But again, we are super excited to work with you in the future with your virtual CE program. And just remember, it's almost identical to marketing a program that you would have at your building, at your community, at a restaurant. It's just that you don't have to do the logistics. You just do all the marketings, and you actually have more time to focus on the marketing because you don't have to worry about making sure refreshments are ready and making sure that you have that all the staff are ready to give tours and all that good stuff. The tours will happen after, when you engage them after the program. Okay, everybody. Any last comments or questions? Actually, we got a comment from Amy that I'm going to send out to all panelists and attendees from Amy because she only sent it to the panelists. And Amy says, I strongly encourage you all to take advantage of this convenient way to provide education. Pricing information will be sent directly to you. We have tiered pricing, Terry, and I can email that to you directly if you would like, or Andrea or Amy can certainly send that out. And I want to thank everybody for participating today. If you have any comments, questions, you can email me, Jen at generationshealth.com, but really Stephanie is the person who will coordinate it, help you with any logistics you need, but both of us are here for you. And her email is Stephanie at generationshealth.com. And again, Terry, the pricing, we have tiered pricing depending on you want, and I can send you that. This is a great way to have multiple geographic areas participate at the same time. So any last comments, any last questions, feel free to jump in. I'm going to leave it open while Darlene closes us out. Darlene, I'm going to turn it back over to you.